Hi, I'm Linda from paperboutiquewithlinda.com. Today I want to show you a file folder waterfall album that I made. In the past, I made 2 file folder mini albums using instructions that I purchased from Paper Phenomenon. I'll include a link to my prior projects in this video description. After making 2 albums designed by Kathy Orta, I decided to try making one of my own. To make this album, I also used a video tutorial from my sister Scrapper to make the waterfall pages. I will also do a link to her tutorial in the video description. Well, let's take a look at the book, and then I'm going to show you how to actually make the outside of the book. First of all, I want to share with you the paper I used when making this book. I purchased this everyday craft paper pack from Hobby Lobby, and I love this craft paper. It's wonderful paper, and when you cover books with it, it doesn't crack. So for the cover, I used my Cricut Explorer to cut a frame, and let me do a quick measurement for you. The book's about 5.5 by about 9 inches, and this frame measures approximately 6 inches. Like I said, I used my Cricut Explorer to cut the frame, and I used the Sentimental cartridge, and the frame is number M2F3C9, and I left it open. So I'm giving it as a gift so a person could just put a photograph right in the center there. So that's how I did the frame. I just pop dotted it. I matted a piece of the paper and also pop dotted it for some added dimension. I covered the entire front of the file folder. I traced it and covered it. You wouldn't need to do that. You could just cover it right up to the tabs. I also did the side of it with a little strip, and then on the back I did the same thing. I covered it. Well, let's look at the inside. So what I did on this side is I just made it very simple. I did a photo mat, and down here you could put a little journaling spot. When I covered the tabs here, I did it a really easy way. I just cut a rectangle strip and adhered it. Where over here, as you can see on this side, I wanted to show you that I covered the tab in its entirety. Either way works. You could cover all of the inside of this or use it as a mat. I think it'd be, or just use paper and kind of use this as showing an outline. I thought it'd be also great if you got a black file folder to go with this, or even one of the decorative file folders that you can purchase at Staples. Now here's the waterfall, and for each one of these pages you can put a photograph on it, and this is where I use the tutorial from my sister Scrapper, and like I said, that video will be linked below. I used the same size for my waterfall as she did, so it'll make it even easier for you. And I love the way that these open, and what I did is I just used all the paper, and it's sort of like a monochromatic look. You could, if you wanted to, put a strip in the middle, but I didn't. I wanted to keep this really simple. The other thing I want to point out about this file folder is it's just this mini album. It's really heavy and really durable, so you could use it for many different things. Like I mentioned, I did the waterfall, but you could just do a simple portfolio and do 2 mats, and it'd be just a cute little gift for a teacher. Well, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pause for just a moment, and then I'll show you how I made the outside of the book. To make the book, I used a letter size manila file folder that I purchased at Staples. For my project, I used the center cut file folder. You could also use a colored file folder or a pattern file folder. Anything will work, but I just went with the most inexpensive one. So the first step in the process is to take your center cut file folder and to cut it at 1.5 inches. Cut off 1.5 inches from both sides. The most important thing to keep in mind is that it needs to be even from here to here. And in this case, this file folder, it was just by putting it in my cutter and cutting off 1.5 inches on each side. And then when you're finished with that, this is what it looks like. So you've got 1.5 inches. This is even on both sides. So I'll go ahead and open this up for the next step. The next step is you're going to measure from the top of this tab, and this is important, from the top of the tab down 5.5 inches and cut it off. From the top of the tab down. And then you're going to turn it around, and you're still going to do a 5.5 inch cut, but you're going to measure it from the center of the indent. So this is 5.5. So you'll end up with 2 pieces, and let me reach over here and grab those. So this is the one piece that I cut 5.5 inches from the center of the indent. Then what you're going to do is you're going to score it at 1/2 inch using your scoreboard or a stylus or however you score, and then another 1/2 inch. And it's pretty tough. The paper's pretty durable, so I like to make sure I get a really good crease. This is the second piece. And what this is, again, is from the top of the tab to here, it's 5.5 inches. So all you're going to do at this point, let me grab a couple paper clips, is you're going to glue this piece to this piece. Now, if you're going to cover the back like I did here, you could just go ahead and glue it to the back, just like this. Put tape, what I used is heavy duty score tape, and just put it to the back. If you're going to cover the front, you can glue it to the front. But let's just go ahead, and I'm just going to pretend I'm gluing. I don't want to take your time to go through all of the gluing and let it dry. But like I said, you can use glue, or make sure you use a heavy duty score tape. And I'll just put this paper clip here so you can kind of get an idea. And then that's the finished file folder. And it turns out really cute. You've got your little spine there. And then when you mat it, you won't even see the inside. And I think this would just be great for like teacher's gift, like I said, just little fun little gifts. Well, I would like to thank you for watching, and please visit me at www.paperboutiquewithlinda.com for more projects and ideas. Bye-bye.